You remember what we were discussing on?
Binary numbers.
Number system.
Very
Number
good.
system.
Very good, very good. So what number system we talk about?
Binary numbers.
Binary, octal, and hexadecimal.
Very good, very good. So let's then next conditions. Actually, I think they put some default condition there. Anyways, all good, right? So all peoples have entered in the classroom. Nobody is in waiting room. So we talked about the binary, decimal, octal, and hexadecimal number system. So binary is the base 10 number system, remember? Decimal is base 10 number system, and binary is base 2 number system. Octal is base 8 number system, right? And hexadecimal is base
16.
base 16 number system. Very good. So when we say base means what? Because the numbers going to be added together to give you the actual number, they need to be added along with their weighted position, right? So weighted position is basically calculated with the base. If there is a number like 197 in decimal number system, so this is the weighted position 10 raised to the power 0, 10 raised to the power 1, 10 raised to the power 2. So this is the base. This is what we call the base. So base raised to the power, right? So base raised to the power of what? The number system. If it is 0 to 9, right? It could be 0 to 9. So 10 raised to the power 1, so it's going to be added up together, 1000, or you multiply this number. 1 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 2 plus 1 multiplied by 9 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 1 plus 7 multiplied by 10 raised to the power 0. This is how you work in the decimal system, correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
So that's a quick review. Now the question why we want to study discuss base 2 number system. What is the reason? Do you remember that?
It is used by computers.
Because yes, anybody else?
Because it has 2 digits.
It's simpler.
Because it has 2 digit. Yes. Anything else? It has 2 digits, so we can use 2 voltage levels to represent the number or information inside the computer. So this is your computer inside view, which we're going to discuss later in this course. So all the circuits, electronic devices, contains voltage levels 5 or 0 volts or something a little bit more. They work on 2 levels, right? So inside this computer there are 2 levels of voltage. 2 levels of voltages which are either high or low, right? So to represent high we use 5 volts, to represent low we use 0 volts, and to represent 5 volts we use 1, and to represent 0 volts we use binaries, correct? So, and all the data inside this computer is just manipulate stored, transferred in form of 1 and 0. Correct? Question if you have.
No, ma'am.
Okay, so so this is also called, you can think of binary number system because machine language, right? Machine language is basically written in binary. Okay, so we talk about numbers and bytes. Bytes, what was the byte? What was the byte?
8 bits together are known as a byte.
8 bits, okay? So bit is what? This is what we call bit, right? So bit means, I would say, binary digit. So binary digit. This is how it abbreviated bit. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So binary digit or bit. So 1 bit, 2 bits is too small, right? To represent the whole lot of information inside the computer. So what the computer does, it groups the bits in a way, 8 groups of bits, 8 bits as a specific name, what we call it, byte. Right? Everybody is remembering those stuff we talked, I think, last week.
Yes,
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
So byte is nothing but a group of
8 bits.
8 bits.
Binary digit.
Binary digits. So binary digit, what is bit is? Binary digit.
Binary digit.
So this is abbreviated. Instead of saying the whole word binary digit or phrase, we call it the bit, right? So on the basis of those facts, you remember that everything is written, you send to the computer. It is in binary form. Now look at this chart. This for your quick reference. I encourage all of you at least try to remember counting in those, well, you know, up to the, this is the decimal, everybody knows about it, right? So you remember the counting to trillions or maybe up to the millions, whatever number you like to go with. But I would suggest you try to make a chart of decimal, binary and hexadecimal up to at least 15 number. Okay, this is a table which represents 3 number systems: binary, decimal, hexadecimal. How many bits are being used here in the binary number system? 8 bits. Normally, it's a basic unit to represent the numbers in binary. 8 bits used. Whether we have a number 0, right? Number 0. In hexa, it's 0. In decimal, 0. How would we represent it in binary? It's gonna be 0, right? But the difference would be binaries. It's also in 0 in binary, right? In binary, it's gonna be 0. But instead of writing single 0, we prefer to write or represent the single bits in the form of group of 8 bits. That is fine, correct? That is fine. So instead of saying 0, hey, 0 is equal to 0 binary, right? Correct? You're not wrong. But how the computer will take it and take it, the 0. Computer would take it as byte. 1 byte is equals to 1, 2, 3, 4. And then 1, 2, 3. Right? So it will take it as a byte information, which well, you can simply say 0 is 0, right? Nothing else. But for computer, because computer has a space in a room, we store the information to keep that binary information because it's in hardcode electronic devices, right? So when you say 0, then all that room which it has reserved for the information is going to be filled by zeros. Make sense? You can think like computer inside has, for instance, 8 chairs, or I would say 8 locations better. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. And inside computer, inside memory, or inside processor, it could be, right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. So that is the 8 locations, 8 bits position, right? So when you say enter 0 or you enter 0, where does it go? How it is being stored inside the computer? It is stored as 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0, 0. It says, hey, all the devices should store 0 because user has entered 0. Well, it is a smaller chunk of information, but it has more than 1 byte locations, more than 1 byte space, right? 16 bits, or it was basically in 16 bits of data, or 32 bit, right? In 64 bit, right? So 16 bits, when we call them, the another word for 16 bit is a word, right?
Hexadecimal.
Sorry?
Hexadecimal.
No. I'm talking in binary right now. So 16 bit means one word in binary, right? 16 bit means one word. 32 bit means 2 words in binary. So you remember the bytes, it's 8 bit. Word group 2 bytes together. 2 bytes means 16 bits. That is one. 32 bit is double word and 64 is quarter. You can go like that. Question? Are you following along, right? Okay, so if we look at our chart, we find that 0 is equals to 0, but 8 zeros we have written, right? And hexa is also 0. Okay, if we go like 1, so that's binary 1. Well, if you look at this chart carefully, what's happening, and if you're going to make your own chart, then write 0 raised to the power 8. 0 raised to the power 8 raised to the power 0, not 0 raised to the power 8. It could be 8 raised to the power 0, Arjun, but not 0 cannot be raised to the power anything because it does not make any sense. It will give you 0. Whatever raised to the power, if you have base 0 and you go to 100 times more, it's going to give you 0. Oh, this is what you're thinking, like, oh, okay, I got your point now. Oh, not really. No, not really like that. One setting, I think you guys can chat each other, right? Let me see. Yes, I think so. 0 is not, it doesn't mean I'm writing 8 zeros Okay, now I got your point. Let me clarify it further. This doesn't mean that 0 raised to the power 8. No, not at all. Because 0 raised to the power 8 is still 0 in any language, right? Because 0 gonna stay 0 is not gonna be. But the point is, it's why we're writing those many zeros. To express the binary number, we are emphasizing that much space this binary system has to go further, right? How much space? 8-bit space. That space is 8-bit, right? Well, I can represent this 0 in word, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. Like this. How many zeros are used? Can you tell me?
16.
16 zeros. Well, the meaning is not changed. 0 is still 0. 16 0. This is what we use 2 bytes. Well, computer has 2 bytes, like memory locations inside the computer, 16 bits or 32-bit locations, right? So that's a unit of data, how it's going to create cycle. Computer think in 8 bits, computer think in 16 bits, 32 bits, and computer think in 64 bits. This is why we call a computer system a 32-bit computer, a 64-bit computer. It can think in 32-bit, computer thinks, right? Means computer can manipulate the data. The 32-bit, then we call it a 32-bit computer. You check your computer system, how much bits are there, right? So if computer think in 64 bits, means, hey, I can do my calculation in 64 bits, then it's a 64-bit machine, correct? So I can write down this single 0. Well, for the sake of simplicity, I'm using the basic unit representing data, which is 8 bits, right? But for computer, it goes on up to the 32 bits for nowadays computers, or 64-bit. Are you getting this point? It doesn't mean it's 0 raised to the power 32 or 0 raised to the power 64. Not at all. It is just in space, like how much space we have reserved for the data to come and sit there and manipulate, like you can think like that. So a room, a classroom, for instance, how many chairs are there to sit? You have a physical classroom, for instance. This is a virtual one, we have no control on it. As many people can join, because Zooms can take like 100 people, 200 people at a time. But in a physical classroom, we have restrictions. Like we need to see the room size, physical room size, you know. In physical room size means, how do we define physical room size? Well, how many chairs there can be, right? There can be 32 chairs or 64 chairs. If there can be 32 chairs, it means 32 of you can come there and sit down. Correct? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
If you don't like me, to give me chair, right?
Oh, ma'am.
See? So 32-bit can be. So 32 of you can come and say, hey, we have any space for 32. But you're going to say, what else? For the rest of the class, people, where they going to go? Then I'm going to say, I can go with the room capacity with a power of 2, right? The power of 2. So I can have a room of 32 people, or I can have a room of 64 people. Correct? So then I will take you to another room, other physical classroom, where we have 64 chairs. So you can think 64 chairs for a computer, or 64 bits, just like bits. Chairs mean capacity for you, right? Right? One person can occupy 1 chair, but not 2 chairs, right? So similarly, for the computer, bit means the capacity of information. 64-bit means it can manipulate, can think, can multiply, can add, can store 64-bit of data at a time. Correct? So for computer, it's gonna be like 32 bits. That is, I cannot write up to 32 zeros, but it would be 32 zeros, right? And or could be 64-bit, like 64 zeros. Correct?
Hello and good evening, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
You got
Ma'am,
this
मैं
point.
तो
That
class
is
ला रहे
an
थे
interesting
अपनी।
point. Some people
हाँ
hey,
जी।
why you are writing those many zeros? I'm going to tell you another truth behind it. So when we represent data,
कि कानून मेरा
this is
टेस्ट
what
बता
we call
कि
representing
सुबह मैं सर
data
दे आपका
in 8 bits format or in byte, in 1 byte. Well, I can represent 0 in 32-bit, I can represent 0 in 64-bit format, which is the latest computer works in, right? So what is advantage of writing or representing data like that? You will see here.
फोन ते नहीं अपना कर सकते क्योंकि कानून साਡਾ
Give you one
ਟੈਸਟ
more
ਸੀਗਾ ਉਹਦੇ
example.
20% ਜੋੜਨੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਨਵਾਂ ਟੌਪਿਕ ਸੀਗਾ ਤਾਂ ਕਰਕੇ ਹਾਂਜੀ
You drive car in
ठीक
your
है।
country, right?
ओके मैम
Yes.
ओके मैम
Maybe most of you, right? So then there is an odometer inside your car. It tells you the displacement, the speed, how much displacement you have collected, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
A
ma'am.
display like this. I'm not very good at drawing anyways. Like this inside your car, and you're sitting here in Drive Smart formula following along. Let's suppose you got a brand new car, right? You are driving first time a brand new car. So its odometer, if you look at that, if you remember the odometer when you turn off your car ignition, so it's gray down. This area is gray down, and it might reflect like this: 0, 0, 0. If you look like this, right? So
Yes, ma'am.
if I think that a very 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 cheaper kind of car, very old style, maybe 30-40 years old.
Hello, ma'am.
right?
I love you. Hello, ma'am. I love you. Hello,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay. What should I do then?
Come. Come to my home.
Okay, I'm not in that business. Sorry.
Then what?
Okay. Let me fix these guys, the stupid guys. Alright. Okay, I have to log this classroom, that's intolerable. I cannot tolerate this kind of conversation. Anyways, so let's get back to the track. Hello? You can hear me, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, do you have peoples like them in other classroom? Huh?
Oh, ma'am.
Not really.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Then why did they come to my classroom? Huh?
Dear R, ma'am.
Huh?
There are people like that in other classes as well.
They come to other classes and they do the same thing there.
Yeah.
Yes, ma'am.
I think you should complain to the management.
Yes, ma'am.
You should go complain to the management and let them know the random people pop up in their class and they pass stupid statement about the teachers and us and disturb our class. Right? Otherwise, if I'm going to complain, it's going to be the problem for rest of the class. You know? So you tell them, and they're going to control it. Then they have more advanced. I think they should have more advanced feature to control because well, I'm teaching for that is the third semester I'm teaching for this college. I never had that kind of situation. Never, even not for since the pandemic. I'm working in online setup. I never had that kind of audience. You know, you understand what I mean?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Because learning and teaching is a respectable or respectful profession and activity. You know, so when we come in the class, we come with the thought that we coming in to learn something, right? So learning one cannot be achieved without respecting each other. I guarantee you, right? If you if you don't respect your class fellows, you know, you don't pay respect. How do you respect? Well, they want to learn, let them learn. This is the way you respect them, right? So if you don't respect your class fellows, if you don't respect your teacher, you cannot learn anything. I guarantee you, right? It's really distract my mind. Let me see if I can. Anyways, shall we continue?
Yes,
Hello?
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
ma'am.
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
So, do you like the behavior that strangers are showing up?
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
No, ma'am.
Ma'am, we are really sorry for that.
Yes, ma'am. We are
We
sorry.
are really sorry for that, ma'am. We never wanted to do that.
Well, I never heard it in my professional life of 20 years. I'm working in my profession for almost 20 years. Nobody has the courage to tell me that kind of wording. Anyways, they will learn a lesson. Okay, let's come back to the track. Let me try to gather my thought. Okay, so what I was telling you, so let's suppose you have a very old kind of car, about like 30 years old. Let's go back to the 30 years old era, and your father or your friends or someone is driving a new car which has just a 4-digit odometer, right? So if you had bought that 4-digit odometer car, so you start it for first time. Now you're going to surprise all our zeros there, correct? Right? Meter shows is a 0-meter car. This is how we call it the new car, right? New car, a brand new car, right? Because it meters displaying all zeros there, correct?
Yes.
Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So, and then you drive it to your friend to show off, hey, this is my new car, right? So you drive into your friend homes and you want to show him, this is what I got it, Doesn't matter, it's a 30 years old, but it's a brand new, right? So you might drive up to 2 kilometers, right? So what's gonna happen? It changes to 2, right? And rest of the digits gonna displaying 000 and 2, something like that, correct? So a day by day you are using, you reach to the 9 kilometer, for instance, first digit. This is the weight position for first digit, which is 10 raised to the power 0. Remember, this is 10 raised to the power 1, 10 raised to the power 2, and 10 raised to the power 3, correct? So you drive into the 9 kilometers. What are you gonna do? Hey, I reached to the 9 kilometers. How my car odometer is going to behave? What do you think? What's gonna happen here? You go further a little bit, more than 9 kilometers. How it's gonna behave? If you go back to your home, you go to your friend to 2 kilometers. He say, let's go to seaside, and you guys went to the seaside up to the 9 kilometers. Now is the time to go back to home. So what do you think? How your odometer is going to behave?
9 will convert into a 0, and there will be a 1 in the second slot.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So what other people think? Do you guys agree with him? What he said? All of you. This
Yes,
is
ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
this is the key. This is the thought. That is absolutely correct. So 9, you want to say, hey, I want to go back to my home, seaside. Oh, it's now evening time. I have to go back, right? So what's gonna happen then? Well, you drive another 9 kilometers back to your home, right? So it will reset to 0, right? Why? Because it cannot go more than 9. It has to start over. This is the requirement of this digit, right? That's the maximum number it can go. And it will send a carry to next digit. So what will be then? It's going to be like this. Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
So
ma'am.
next day, same friends now, he's feeling very happy and say, hey, come again to my home. Then what you gonna do? So you practice it again, but this one gonna stay 1 here. 00001, and you go to the 2 kilometer and 3 kilometer, and finally you reach to the 19 kilometer, correct? What's going to happen again? 19 kilometer, after 19 kilometer. So same thought, it's going to reset to 0, it is going to reset to 0, right? Sorry, it's going to reset to 0 and it's going to 2, right? And this 2 digits will go from all zeros to 99, correct? Right? That is the
Yes.
maximum thing.
Yes,
That's
ma'am.
so once
ma'am.
those 2 digits reaches to 99, they going to both reset to 0 and they send carry to next digit. Now the number becomes 100, right? So you drove up to the 100 kilometer. Wow. Super genius, also super driver, right? So 100 kilometers you have drove here. Then you going to keep on and on loving your car and moving around. Think there is no lockdown, right? For instance. Otherwise you cannot go up to that kilometers, even you have bought a new car online, maybe 100 kilometers. So you go to 999 and then it's reset again to 0 and send you there, right? So this is how the number system works inside your odometer, correct? So think like a binary odometer. If you had your car is just working in a binary number system, then what is going to be, right? Think like a four-digit binary odometer car inside your car, right? So how is going to be or think like an 8-digit line. Let's start from the simple. Okay. All right. So one, two, three. Okay. So what is if it is a four bit binary or odometer curve? So starting from all zeros, correct? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
What gonna happen to this bit position? Well, it's gonna say you go to 1 kilometer or whatever bit it is. It's say 1 here, right? Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
What else possible? You go further up. What other possibility you would have? You're gonna say I don't know anything other than 0 and 1. You go further. I'll be resetting 0. But when it resets 0, it will send a carry to
1.
correct?
Yeah.
Yes,
Right?
ma'am.
Correct?
Yes, ma'am.
So now
Yes,
this got 0 here. It's gonna say, hey, if it is 0, you go further up to your another frame or somewhere else. I can't be 1 again, right? Okay. This one is already there, and this is 0, 0, right? Okay. So you go further up, and then it's gonna say, hey, the other possibility I have 0 again, right? But what if this is also 1? It's gonna reset to 0 as well, right? And it's gonna send a carry to the
Carry 1.
right? Correct? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
So
Yes.
so I would better if you look at this chart 1 0 1 0. This is how it's changing. So it goes further up and up. Then it's gonna say, hey, I can be another time 1, and it say, okay, but this one is going to be 0 here. This one is going to be 1 here. This one is going to be 0 here. Correct? And then all right, so this is now you got a configuration 001 0010 0011 and 0100 and 010. That means if you look at my chart here for 8-bit and compare it, it is 00 and 001 010 and 011. So this is what we call a decimal 0. This is what we call decimal 1. This is decimal 2, decimal 3, decimal 4, and decimal 5. Correct? Make sense? Volume.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. So a story is quite longer, but main thought is same, right? 0 1. So you look at this one. It's gonna change after every bit. We say this bit, which is 2 raised to the power bit weight. This is 2 raised to the power 1, 2 raised to the power 2, and 2 raised to the power 3. Correct? So this is going to be 2 raised to the power 0 is 1, 2, 4, 8. You know, every digit is doubles. It becomes double of this, 2. It becomes double of this, that is 4. It becomes double of this, that is 8. Correct? So this is what we call 1 to 4 8. Weight 1 to 4 8. This is the weight 1, weight 2, weight 4, weight 8. Right? So if I go further up and up until we reach to the C side, for instance, so it's gonna be like 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 1 0 0 1 0 1. Correct? And this pattern changes like 0 0 1 1 0 0 1 1 and then 0 0 1 1. Correct? And if this is, you look at this one, teachers, it's changing like 4 times zeros and 4 times ones, because it has a weight of 4. It has a weight of 4, correct? And 4 times ones, and then 4 times zeros, and then 4 times ones, correct? So this has a weight of 8. So when it has 8 turns to get 1, well, when all those 3 guys become 0, then it's gonna get 1 here, right? So it comes after 8 times. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then after 8 zeros, there's gonna be 1, 1, 1 in 8
ਕੱਲ
times.
ਜਿਵੇਂ
Are
ਵੀ
you
ਹੋਇਆ ਨਾ
following
9 ਵਜੇ ਆਪਾਂ
along
ਉੱਥੇ
with
ਹੋਣਾ ਚਾਹੀਦਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ 9
Yes,
ਵਜੇ
ma'am.
ਬੈਲ ਲਾਉਣਾ
Yes, ma'am.
Can I ask you guys
Well,
to
that is
write
one
your 4-bit odometer table? Complete it from how far you can go with 4. You can go up to
ਮੈਂ ਵੀ ਕਰਦਾ ਤੂੰ ਵੀ ਕਰ
how far you can go with
ਆਦਾ
4.
ਉੱਠ ਖੜੀ
And
ਸੁਬਾਹ
all at
One,
once.
one, one.
Yes, when like
know,
your
Vinny.
car, how far your 4-digit car or
बस
motor
साढ़े
will
आठ
go,
बजे पर सही
starting from
तुरना।
all zeros, and you
हाँ।
know, and it will go 9999, right? That is maximum.
Yes,
You
ma'am.
have to
Yes,
buy a
ma'am.
new car off
हाँ, हाँ।
either, or it's gonna reset to 0 off. This is the maximum
ठीक है।
capacity of that odometer, right? So this is the binary odometer. So it starts from all zeros. What is the maximum? Well, all zeros, then all ones, right? So the maximum would be 1111, right? So can I ask you guys to write down your complete table for 4 bits? Okay. You can get help from your friend if you like. Write down on a piece of paper and check with your friend if it is he or she has the same number pattern as you had. Okay. So I can give you 2 more minutes to complete that table. And let me go. Put your hands up, digital hands up, if you're done. Let me see how fast you are to write your 8-bit odometer chart. Okay, put your hands up. We can give you a few more minutes to because this is important to understand how it's varying and how you can do it. At least 4-bit tables. At least. Not up to 32-bit, not up to 60. How many of you have done it? Raise your hand. Okay, put up your digital hand. Just 2 people? Really? Where's the rest of the class? Okay, I need more people to complete this table. Please go ahead and complete it. What is the point for just a few of you have completed? Is there something difficult? Ask your friend how they get it done. Okay, question not clear. That's another thing. My question is, well, someone can tell what was the question I asked? The people who have completed. What was the question?
Yes, ma'am.
Was something.
It
Write
was to
down.
complete a 4-digit binary.
Write
thing.
down your 4-bit binary table or binary chart. That is what I said. I gave you a thought here, and now I'm asking you to have your own 4-digit table or 4-bit table starting from 0. How far it goes? All ones means it is going to be 15, right? So 15 is all ones. So this is the limit for 4 bits. So try to get it done. You understand it now? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. I got 16 people done. Okay, not bad. So others might be thinking or scratching head, scratching a friend's head, right? So how did you get it done? Tell me. Alright, so on and so forth. That's not a limit, right? That's just a 4-bit. The computer is smarter than 4-bit numbers, you know. It goes up to 32-bit system. So the logic would be same whether you think in 4-bit or you think in 8-bit. Can I explain one more time? Interesting. May not be explained it but I may ask, let me see. Someone is asking me to explain it again. Again, is going to be big story there, so let me try if I can summarize it to some extent, not to the full extent.
Ma'am,
Yes.
Bhavik is saying his internet got down, so he's in the waiting room or something.
Who is talking?
He texted me and said,
Itish is talking, right? Who's
Yeah.
talking? Can I have your name?
my name is Kapil.
Kapil. That's So ask them to connect from the south. If they don't have good connection with the internet, so I think you all have good connection. Might be good service provider with this happening, right? So someone is just have sent that binary combination. Very good. This is not a simple, right? All right. This sounds good. Okay. All right. So I let them in. No worries. But please, we need to resolve this kind of behavior. I ask you and encourage you to talk to your coordinator, program coordinator, and let them know what's happening. Otherwise it ruins the class environment, it makes the track dirty, and I don't really like to do that. Let me lock it again. I don't know what kind of this is the first semester class anyways, but I'm teaching also other groups in first semester. I never found people like that. Being first semester doesn't mean that you can do anything wrong, right? It doesn't mean that. Okay, so let me revive for people who are having difficulty to get this idea. Go like this, and then okay. So we have 4-bit chart. We are working on 4-bit chart, right? Like this, 0 starting. This is what we have it initially, and wait for each bit. This is going to be 2 raised to the power 0, 1, 0, correct? So this weight is anything raised to the power is 1. Anything raised to the power 0 is 1, right? This is going to be 2, and it doubles 4, and it doubles 8. Correct? So, okay, please pay attention if you didn't get it earlier. Because I got a question, repeat it if you can. They didn't mention if I can. Anyways, I'm trying. So how those have a concept of your old car, old module car, not an old car, old module brand new car, which has 4-digit odometer, right? You start driving and it starts from all zeros. If you never had an experience of driving a brand new car, you can have it now during this class. Okay, imagination. So imagine that you're driving a brand new car and you're starting from zero, and then you go on and on. It goes from 0 to 9 kilometers, right? And then after 9 kilometers, what happened to your 4-digit odometer? Someone have told me that it reset to 0 and it send a carry to next digit, correct? So they send the carry to next digit. So this is becomes like 10, right? Okay, 10. Then it's gonna like this 0010. It's not at the binary, it's decimal. And then you move on and on with your new car, and it is again it goes from 0 to 9, and it becomes 19, and then it becomes again, hey, this is my maximum. So you have to be reset to 0 and send a carry to next. It becomes 2 and then 0. So how far it goes up to 2 digit? It goes up to 90, correct? After 99 is send 1 to next digit and it becomes 100, and then it's keep on and on till you reach your car maximum odometer capacity, which is all nines, correct? After all nines, you may thought to buy a new one, or it otherwise it's gonna reset to 0 and repeat the whole cycle, correct? So this is the little story inside your decimal odometer. Think your car has a binary odometer, and it's starting from all zeros, and then it's gonna go with 0. What is come next after 0? 1. Simple binary, right? No other figure we have, either 0 or 1. Right. Then you go further, and then what is the other pattern you can have? Well, it says, okay, after 1 I can be again 0, right? That's my work. But before giving you 0, it will send a carry to next bit, correct? Especially, I don't remember the name I asked you to repeat it. Right? Mohit.
Yes.
Yes. Okay, got it. So then you repeat it to the next. You say, okay, I'm gonna go further. This 0 becomes 1. What else? 1? Nothing else, right? But this one is still 1. And this 0 is still 0, this is still 0, correct? We didn't reach to like up to here, something like this. So you're gonna go up to 0, 0, 1. Now again here is 1. You go further, you not stop driving, you're going on and on to get your other friends, right? So 0 and then 1, what else? It's gonna say I can go further again, 0. Right? But as it's reset to 0, it sends carry here, and it sends carry here. What happened? 1 plus 1. It's not gonna becomes like 1 send carry, it becomes 2 and it becomes 3, right? Every time it gets the carry, right? So it carries, receive carry, it becomes 9, and then it becomes 9 again. So what happened then? It adding up and up, right? So it also add up and up here. So basically 1 comes here, it sends carry here, but it says, hey, I am already having 1. So when it receives another 1, it becomes 2, right? 1 plus 1 becomes 2. But 2 is written in binary like 0. This is 2. This is 1 and this is 2. Just remember 1 and 2, right? So it's gonna say, okay, I'm gonna reset to 0 and I'll send a carry to next. Correct? Right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, one condition I'm giving you guys. I won't come to next class until you guys talk to your management and ask them to fix this problem. What I'm facing in this class, right? So talk to them, resolve this issue, let them know. So they're going to manage it. So I will come to next class. Otherwise I won't. Okay? Agreed or not agreed? Tell me.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
So tell them that you're going to get strangers and they're harassing their teacher, right? Your teacher. And that kind of harassment is not acceptable.
Yes, ma'am. We are really shameful for that.
Okay. So we're going to continue like this, 1 plus 1. Like you send one carry to this bit, right? So when it reaches to 0, it becomes 2. Correct? So how it becomes 2? Like this. Okay. When it reaches to 9, it becomes 3 on this side, right? 39, right? And after 39, it sends carry to this, it becomes 4 and it becomes 40, right? Like this. So, alright, so what's gonna happen then? Exactly the same thing here in binary, right? So you're going to notice this is the weight 1, weight 2, weight 4, weight 8, 1 to 4, 8. So you will see this bit position is going to, well, this digit position, how often they change to 0? How often they come back to 0? After 9 fevers, right? How often it come back to 0? After 20 fevers, right? Right? So this is how it's going moving on and on. So this is going to be changed 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1. Every pulse will make it a change just from 0 to 1 or 1 to 0. Correct? Alright, so here this is going to be 0, 0, 1, 1 and then 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1. Correct? So why 0, 0, 1, 1? Because this has, simply remember, what is the weight for this group? 2 is going to change after every 2 bits, right? After every 2 bits. So I might have a mistake here, 0, 0, then it's 1. Correct? So, and as this has a weight position 4, so it's gonna change 4 times zeros and then 4 times. Correct? So you will see, you will observe. So complete the table in a way like I'm telling you. When this comes 8 weight, so it's gonna change. Stay zeros up to 8 bits. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8, and after 8 it's gonna get its carry. But whenever the 1 bit this receive a carry, when this receive a carry, then it sends a 1 to next and becomes reset to 0, right? This is how the number system works in your decimal automated power system. So it becomes 2 then, right? So 1 and 1 plus 1 is 2, right? How do we write 2 there? Right. It's reset to 0, in essence carry to next. This is how that 0, because we don't have any 2 figure in mind, right? Other than 1 0. So I think you should be okay to complete this table now. The peoples who couldn't get it done before. Got it? Okay, so this is how you can go to any bit combination, whether like 4-bit in 16-bit or 32-bit, anything else like that, right? Let's hang up. So you understand this table now, right? So this table should be clear, more clear now. So what is the point when you reach to this point, right?
No more, we can't see anything.
Okay, one second. All right. So my point is how you look at this table and understand and interpret it, starting from 0 up to 15. Why 15? Because it's in hexa. And look at this first weight position. This is 2 raised to the power 0, 2 raised to the power 1, 2 raised to the power 2, 2 raised to the power 3, and this is 2 raised to the power 6. Last one. Right? I don't have any space, but you can like this. So here it's going to be changed like 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, 0, 1, right? In the second bit change 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0, 1, 1, and 0, 0, 1, 1, 0, 0. Right? In the third bit change after 4 times zeros and 1s, 4 times zeros and 1s, right? And then it goes to 8 times zeros and then 8 times, correct? Right? So what would happen after, but the other, you look at the rest of the nibble, this is what we call nibble as 4-bit also treated as, this is a smaller chunk, in 8-bit is bytes, and 16 is bits, just remember those units in one way, okay? So this one, and what happens is to rest of the 4 nibbles, the rest of the 4 bits or nibble, this is going to be state 0, 0, 0, 0, right? Because it didn't get their turn to get 1. I think you got another car which has 8-digit positions in the automated side, right? 8-digit space in automated side. So this one, you understand what I mean, right?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, so this is going to be stay all zeros, because this is 2 raised to the power 5. 2 raised to the power 5 is 32, and when it comes to 128, right? So this will change after 128 bit combination. Know what I mean? So this is all going to be 256 and will change after 256. So you complete this table is going to be quite huge up to 1111. That is the maximum of 8, which will be in decimal differences. Right, and this is going to be F. Okay, makes sense. So question, if you have, you can ask the question.
In hexadecimal, wasn't A represent as like a 10? But there's a 10 after an F.
Yes, good, very good. So hexa means 16 digits, right? So it comes up to 9, same as this decimal 9. But we have 9 different figures for 9. It's 100. This is decimal, this is binary, right? But in hexa, 9 is 9 just like, but what is the 10 for hexa? No, there is no other figure. They don't write the 10 like in hexa. It's not going to be hexa then, it's going to be decimal. So they use for rest of the 6 figures characters, alphabets, A, B, C, D, no matter smaller or bigger. So A, B, C, D, E, F. So how many they are? 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14 and 15. F is 15. For F15, so what is F in binary? 1, 1. Look at this one. So F is in binary.
ਠੀਕ ਆ ਬਾਈ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਤੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਉਹ ਮੈਡਮਾਂ ਨਾਲ ਇਹਦੀ ਕਰਾਤੀ ਮੈਂ ਪਾਰਟਨਰਸ਼ਿਪ ਹਾਂ ਦੇਖ ਲੀਜੀਏ ਨਾ ਹੁਣ ਭੇਜਣਾ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੇਖ
So what
ਕਹਿ ਦੀ
comes
ਇੱਕ ਵਾਰੀ
after
ਟਰਾਈ
F
ਕਰਿਆ ਆਇਓ
in hexa?
ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ
Binary is 111
ਕੱਲ ਤੋਂ
and this
ਉਹ
is
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ
15. What comes after
ਕਿਵੇਂ?
15 in decimal system? Simple.
ਅੱਛਾ
Right?
ਠੀਕ ਆ
Well, what comes after F in
ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ
not G or H or I or J or K, not like
ਹਾਂ
that. It's gonna say, hey, I'm gonna reset to 0. This is how the number system works. When you reach to its limit, it's reset to 0. But when it reset to 0, it's then carry to next.
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ
Remember the formula?
ਬਾਕੀ ਇੱਥੇ ਦੋ
For
ਮੁੰਡੇ
your
ਸੀਗੇ
4
ਪਿੰਡ ਤੋਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਪਹਿਲਾਂ
digits
ਉਹਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਪੜ੍ਹਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ
auto
ਉਹ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਅਸੀਂ 7 ਜਾਣੇ ਆ ਵੀ
It sends the carry to next, so
ਗਾਈਡਲਾਈਨ ਦਿੱਤੀ
this
ਹੈ
is
ਨਾ ਵੀ ਟੀਕਾ ਲਵਾ ਕੇ
16.
ਜਾ ਸਕਦੇ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜੇ ਬਾਈ ਚਾਂਸ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ
16.
ਪ੍ਰੋਬਲਮ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਤਾਂ ਇਹ
Right.
ਦਿਖਾ ਤਾਂ
So
ਸਕਾਂ ਵੀ
this
ਸਾਡਾ
is
ਟੀਕਾ ਲੱਗਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ ਉਹ ਬੰਦੇ
16
7 ਜਾਣੇ ਵਾ ਟੀਕੇ ਦਾ
in-
ਵੇਟ ਕਰਦੇ ਆ ਉਹ ਲੱਗ ਗਿਆ ਫਿਰ ਜੁਆਇਨ ਕਰਨਾ ਹੈ ਤਾਂ ਘਰ ਹੀ ਬੈਠੇ ਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ
What
ਵੈਲਿਡ
if
ਸੀ
in
ਕਰਨੀ ਆ
binary? Binary say, hey, I am all ones.
ਬਾਕੀ ਦੇਖੋ
What should I do?
ਤੇ ਕੱਲ੍ਹ ਨੂੰ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਆ
So
ਵੀ 9 ਵਜੇ
the
ਮਿਲਾਂਗੇ
system would say reset it to 0, 0, 0, 0. They all
that.
reset to 0. Just like your 4-digit decimal odometer, right? It's
Baat
all
hट गया.
reset to 0. What other choice? Buy a new car? No.
ਉਹ
It's
ਇਹਦੇ
gonna say
ਕੀਤੀ
no,
ਇਹਨਾਂ
I
ਨੇ ਖਰਚਾ
cannot
ਵੀ
put
ਇਹਦਾ ਹੁਣ
this
ਸਾਰਾ
point.
ਆਪਦਾ
I may restart over, right? But if it has another digit, what it's gonna do? It's gonna send 1 to here, and then you may go to the mechanic and
मैं-
ask if you have something
ਨਾ ਮੈਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਇਹ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਦੋਂ ਉੱਥੇ
So
ਮਿਲੇ
this
ਸੀਗੇ
is
ਮੈਂ
one
ਖਰਚਾ
digit.
ਤੋਂ ਵੱਧ
like this,
ਤੇ
right? So
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ
exactly
ਫੋਨ ਆ ਗਿਆ ਸੀਗਾ
happened
ਮੈਨੂੰ
here.
ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਵੀ
So
ਨਹੀਂ
it's
ਸਾਨੂੰ
gonna
ਹੋਰ ਡੀਲ ਮਿਲ ਗਈ
do.
ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਮੈਂ ਕਿ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਆਏ ਕਿਹਾ ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ
It's
ਵੀ
gonna
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ
do-
ਆਏ ਆਫਰ
go
ਦੇ ਵੀ
like
ਖਰਚਾ
that.
ਸਾਰਾ ਮੈਂ
So
ਕਰਾਂ
it's gonna be 0, 0, 0, 0, and 1 set.
ਇਹ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਪਰ ਲੌਂਗ
Alright.
ਟਰਮ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਮੈਨੂੰ
So
ਬਣਦਾ ਕਿ
this is
ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੀ
binary
ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ
16.
ਖੋਲਣੀ ਆ ਉਹਦਾ
This
ਮੈਨੂੰ
is
ਪਤਾ ਲੱਗ
hexa
ਜੂਗਾ
16, and this is hexa 16. Hopefully you're
ਉਹੀ
following.
ਖਰਚੇ ਤੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ
Yes,
ਕਹਿਣਾ
ma'am.
Yeah.
ਆ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਦੋ ਆ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਕਢਾ ਕੇ ਦੋ
So you move on and on.
ਤੇ ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਨਿਕਲ
It
ਜਾਣਾ
becomes, right? You got a new room again. How far it can go?
ਪਰ
0, 2,
ਇਹ ਤਾਂ
it becomes 1.
ਪਰ ਆਇਆ ਫਿਰ ਵੀ ਚੱਲ ਜੇ
right?
ਵਧੀਆ ਰਹੂਗਾ
And how far it will,
ਜਿਵੇਂ
they're gonna
ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ
say,
ਵਗੈਰਾ
hey, I
ਹੋਣਗੇ
got
ਫਿਰ ਤਾਂ
4
ਮਤਲਬ
new
ਮੰਨ
brand
ਕੇ
new
ਚੱਲ
zeros
30%
here.
ਚੋਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਤਾਂ
Okay.
ਮਸਾਂ
Then it wants to stay
15%
here.
ਬਚੂਗਾ ਕਿ ਨਹੀਂ
And how far it go? All 0 to again all 1.
ਹਾਂ
4 times 1. Right? So, but this terms comes after 2 raised to the power 5. Raised to the power 4, which is 32. So after 32 combinations, it got a turn to reset to 0.
ਮੈਂ ਨਿਕਲ ਗਿਆ
That is the magic, right? So think about it, try to play around and try to complete your own. I'm giving you an homework. Try to complete.
ਪਰ ਇਹਨੇ ਐ ਕਹਿਤਾ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਜੀ ਜਦੋਂ ਜੀ ਚੱਲ ਪਿਆ ਇਮੀਗ੍ਰੇਸ਼ਨ ਦਾ ਤੇਰਾ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੀ ਹੈ ਕਹਿੰਦਾ ਮੈਂ ਕੋਈ ਗੱਲ ਨਹੀਂ
All right, so this is need to be resolved. Have to be resolved. Right. So talk to management. They're gonna give you some
ਹਾਂ
suggestions.
ਖੜੀਆਂ ਹੋਈਆਂ
You're gonna do something, right? So I'm going to unlock it. And
ਯਾਰ
that's gonna disturb your
ਇਹਦੇ
learning
ਤਾਂ ਆਇਆ
process.
ਉਹ
Hmm.
ਠੀਕ ਹੈ ਹੈਲੋ ਹਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਬਾਹਰ ਮਾਰਨਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਇਹ ਗੱਲ ਆ ਜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਾਂ ਇੱਕ ਤਰ੍ਹਾਂ ਦਾ ਕਹਿ ਸਕਦੇ ਆ ਵੀ ਇਹ ਮਾਲਕ ਨਹੀਂ ਰਿਹਾ ਮੈਡਮ ਮਾਲਕ ਬਣ ਗਿਆ 70% ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ
So
ਸ਼ੇਅਰ
that is your homework. You understand what I mean? Homework is complete this table.
ਟੱਕਾ ਖਰਚਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਹੋਇਆ
Have
ਸੈਲਰੀ
right
ਨਾਲੋਂ ਵੱਧ
written
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਮਿਲੀ
your
ਜਾਣਾ
weight starting from 2 raised to the power 0 to 2 raised to the power 7.
ਖੇਤੀ ਦਾ ਡੈਡੀ ਸੰਭਾਲੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ
Right, from 0 to 7. That's how we start from 0.
ਅੱਜ
And
ਤੱਕ
then
ਕਰਦਾ ਕੰਮ
complete this
ਇਹ ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਮਤਲਬ ਆਹ
8
ਗਾਣਿਆਂ
big
ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ
table.
ਹੋਇਆ ਹੈ
One
ਪ੍ਰਮੋਸ਼ਨਾਂ
side
ਕਰ ਦੋ
you're
ਤੋਂ ਪੈਸੇ
going
ਵਾਲੇ
to write
ਬੜੀਆਂ
down.
ਦਿਲ ਸਾਲੇ
Everybody should. And you will write down on a piece
Give me-
of paper or a word, or scan it, or then
ਉਹ
you
ਤਾਂ ਹੈ
will
ਯਾਰ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਆਪ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਮਝ ਲੱਗੀ
you will
ਪਰ ਇੱਕ
show
ਗੱਲ
me
ਆ ਮੈਂ
next
ਤੇਰਾ ਪੈਸਾ
class.
ਬਹੁਤ ਕਮਾਉਂਦਾ ਗਾਣਿਆਂ ਦੀਆਂ
So this is what you're gonna do. So you write down weight and you write down decimal, how far it will go, and how far hexa will go.
ਗੋਲਡ ਮੀਡੀਆ ਆ ਗਿਆ
And try to
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨਾਲ
see
ਪਾਰਟਨਰਸ਼ਿਪ
how
ਸਾਡੇ
does it.
ਮੈਂ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਆਇਆ ਖੁਦ ਉੱਥੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਦਫ਼ਤਰ ਇਹਦੇ ਨਾਲ
Can you do that?
yes ਬਦਲੇਗਾ
Yes, ma'am.
Yes,
Can
ma'am.
you write the question?
Good question.
ਦੇਖਣ ਨੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਪਰ ਮੈਂ ਪਤਾ ਨਹੀਂ
Question is homework.
ਕੋਈ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ ਜਮਾ ਹੀ ਛੱਡ ਗਿਆ ਵੀ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕੁਝ ਮਿਲਣਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਗਾ
So homework is complete.
ਉਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਹੈ, ਮਹੀਨੇ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਹੁਣ ਤੰਦਾ ਦਾ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਦਾ ਨਾ ਕਰੀ ਸਾਡੇ ਆਹ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰ ਹੁਣ ਰਿਸ਼ਤੇਦਾਰਾਂ ਜੋ 7 ਜਣਿਆਂ ਦਾ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਦੱਸਿਆ ਬੈਂਡ ਉਵੇਂ ਦਵਾਉਣੇ ਆ ਤੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ 7 ਦੇ 7 ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਮੈਂ ਤੈਨੂੰ ਦਊਗਾ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਪੋਸਟਰ ਛਪਾ ਦੀ ਰਿਜ਼ਲਟ ਦੇਖ ਕੇ ਆਪੇ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਤੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਮੈਂ ਕਿਹਾ ਤੂੰ ਕੋਈ ਨਾ ਮਹੀਨਾ ਹੀ ਸਾਰ ਲਈ ਅੰਦਰ ਪੁਰਾਣੀ ਕੀ ਸੋਚੀ ਜਾਂਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਹਾਂ
Okay.
ਇਹ ਵੀ ਬੰਦਾ ਛੱਡ ਗਿਆ ਉਹ ਯਾਰ ਹਾਂ
It's a good question. Go as far as you can. If not up to 2 minutes, right? It may take like if you're having difficulty.
ਉਹ ਮੈਂ ਖੁਦ ਦੇਖਿਆ ਜਿਹੜਾ ਉਹ ਟੇਬਲ ਤੇ ਬੈਠਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਜਿੱਥੇ ਬਸ ਮਟੀਰੀਅਲ ਪਿਆ ਸੀ ਚੱਕੀ ਦਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਸਾਫ ਸੀਗਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਤਾਂ ਤੇ ਮਿੱਟੀ ਹਾਂ
All right, 255 is bigger number, right? well, it make your mind sharp.
ਨਿਕਲ ਹੁਣ ਮੈਨੂੰ
Okay, ma'am.
All right. So
ਹਾਂ ਉਹੀ ਤਾਂ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨੂੰ ਐਂ ਵੀ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਮੈਡਮਾਂ ਨੂੰ ਐਂ ਕਹਿੰਦੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਜੇ ਮੰਨ ਲਾ ਅਸੀਂ ਹੁਣ ਫੀਸ 6500 ਰੱਖੀ ਹੋਈ ਆ ਆਪਾਂ ਵੀ 6500 ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਵੀ 4000 ਸਿੱਧਾ ਜਾਊ ਤੁਹਾਡਾ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਤੁਹਾਡੇ ਬੱਚੇ ਹੋਣਗੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਪੜ੍ਹੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ ਘਰੇ ਆ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉਣੇ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਉਹ 5000 ਤਾਂ ਫਿਰ ਆਪ ਲਈ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਆ ਉੱਥੋਂ ਘਰੋਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਤੋਂ
question if you have, yes.
ਹਾਂ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਕਦੀ ਮਿਲ ਜਾਣੀ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਮਤਲਬ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਹੁਣ ਆਪਦੇ ਕੋਲ ਬੱਚੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਲੈ ਕੇ ਆਉ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੀ ਗੱਲ ਕਰਦਾ
How do we write 18 in hexadecimal?
ਆਲਰੇਡੀ ਇੱਕ ਕਿਸਮ ਦਾ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ
How
ਘਰੇ
do we
NCU
write
ਬਣਿਆ ਹੋਇਆ
18 in
ਵੀ
hexadecimal?
ਤੁਸੀਂ ਉਹ ਛੱਡ ਕੇ ਇੱਥੇ ਕੋਲ ਸਾਡੇ ਕੋਲੇ ਆਉਂਗੇ ਉਹ ਮੈਨੂੰ ਕਿਹਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀ ਤੂੰ 6500 ਦੇ 4000 ਨੂੰ ਦੇ ਦੇ ਤੇ 2500 ਆਪ ਰੱਖ ਲੈ ਤੇ ਜਿਹੜੇ ਨਵੇਂ ਸਟੂਡੈਂਟ ਆਉਣਗੇ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਨੇ ਤਾਂ ਵੀ ਹੁਣ ਤਨਖਾਹ ਹੀ
So
ਲੈਣੀ
how do we write 18 in hexadecimal?
ਤੇ
1 is 1
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਦਾ
in
note ਲੱਗੇ।
hexadecimal, 8 is 8 in hexadecimal,
ਹਾਂ।
right? What comes
Work
after
there.
8? 19 in hexadecimal.
ਹਾਂ
Okay, this is 19 hexadecimal. But it is not exactly same 19 as it is in decimal.
madam,
The meaning has been changed because
Correct,
10, remember 10 is decimal. It is in decimal.
ਹੋਣੀ ਨਹੀਂ ਇੱਕ ਇਹਦੀ ਟੋਨ ਆ ਮੈਂ ਇਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਨਾਲ ਰਿਹਾ
You understand what I mean?
ਸਿੱਧਾ ਬੋਲਦਾ ਐਟੀਟਿਊਡ ਜੀ ਵਾਲੀ ਹੈ
Yes, ma'am.
Right? This 19 is not same as in hexadecimal because we had reset it to 10 after 16. So 11 is
ਕਿਹਾ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗਾ ਬਾਕੀ ਦੇਖੋ
17, right? If you are asking like in decimal 18, then decimal 18 is 12 in hexa, right? So after 9, it becomes
ਜਦੋਂ 12 ਵਜੇ ਆਉਂਦਾ ਹੈ ਮੇਰੇ ਕੋਲੇ
and then
ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ
1
ਆਊਗਾ ਉਦੋਂ
and then
ਸਮਝਾਉਣਾ ਹੈ
1 C is
ਹਾਂ
after you
ਇਹ
reach
ਇਹਦਾ
to
ਰਾਤ
1
ਦਾ
F,
ਕੰਮ ਆ
right? D and E and
ਇਹ
F.
ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ
And then
ਤੈਨੂੰ ਵੀ
F
ਕਦੀ
after
ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾ ਰਹਿੰਦਾ
F,
ਰਹਿੰਦਾ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
again it's
ਬਾਹਰ
gonna
ਦੇ
reset to
ਗਾਣੇ
0 and it's
ਜ਼ਿਆਦਾਤਰ ਬਾਹਰੋਂ ਹੀ
going to
ਮਾਰਕੀਟ ਆ
So this is hexa.
ਆਪਣੇ ਵਾਲੇ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਵਾਲੇ ਤਾਂ
But it is
ਆਪ ਹੀ
not
ਇੰਨਾ ਵਗੈਰਾ
equals
ਕਰਦੇ ਆ,
to
ਜਿਵੇਂ ਆਪ famous ਹੈ
decimal
ਬਾਹਰੋਂ
point.
ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦਾ ਕੰਮ ਲਗਾਉਂਦੇ ਹੁੰਦੇ ਆ
Understand what I mean?
ਤੇ ਉਹ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਗਾਣੇ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਅਪਲੋਡ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦੇ ਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਉਹ ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਉਹ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਨਹੀਂ ਸਪੀਡ
Yeah,
ਆਪਣਾ ਇੰਡੀਆ ਰਾਤ ਨੂੰ ਹੀ ਹੁੰਦੀ ਆ ਨਹੀਂ ਜਿਵੇਂ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਸੈਵਨ ਸਟੂਡੀਓ ਆ ਬਹੁਤ ਵਧੀਆ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਉਹਨਾਂ ਦੇ ਵੀ ਗਾਣੇ ਰੱਖੇ ਹੋਏ ਆ
Well, you can write down on a piece of paper. Just write down on a piece of paper. And see if you can go. Have to write.
ਸਾਰੀਆਂ ਦੇ ਸਾਰਾ ਕਰ ਦਿੰਦਾ ਲਾਈਕ ਸਬਸਕ੍ਰਾਈਬਰ ਵਗੈਰਾ ਜਿੰਨਾ ਵੀ ਆਹ ਤਾਂ ਹੈਗੀ ਆ 28,000 ਹਾਂ
You can write down on a piece of paper. You may need a one copy. I need to write up to 255. One paper is not enough. You see how many digits can fit in. How many digits can fit in 8-bit combinations, right? 255. 255. And it requires 111, 111, 111, right? Like this. And it's going to be hexa, 1F and 2F and 3F and finally you got to F. You understand what I mean? So you look on this side. This is a square. This is quite clear, right? You may try it.
ਬੜਾ ਸੀਗਾ ਵੀਰੇ ਯਾਰ ਕਿਉਂਕਿ
To some not up to
ਸਾਰਾ ਕੁਝ ਤਾਂ ਵਧੀਆ ਆਪਾਂ
255.
ਐਕਸਪਲੇਨ ਕਰੀ ਜਾਂਦੇ ਸੀਗੇ
What I am missing there, 17. Go up to at least 30. At least 30. Haven't concept, but 32. So 33. Go up to at least 33.
ਉਹ ਠੀਕ ਆ ਬਸ
Right.
ਕਲਾਸ ਚੱਲੀ ਜਾਂਦੀ ਹੈ ਨਾ
Not to up to 255. Because it is harder, right?
तो कितने
Go
का
up
है?
to 255 count in binary
बहुत
in
जल्दी
hexa. But it would be like this. finally you will reach to all ones, 8 ones. In 2F, how 2F? This is side set. It reset 10, and then 10 again counting from 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, and it reaches to 19. Then it becomes not 20. No, it becomes 20 later on. 9, and it's say after 119, it's gonna say 1A, 1B, 1C, 1D, and 1E, and then 1F, and then it becomes 0 and 20. See, 20 comes a lot way after you reaches to from 10 to 3. Okay, try it out up to 33, not up to 255, okay? But just have a map of up to 8 digit and see how does it come. Question you have? How do we submit? What I'm going to do, I'll ask you that's a good question. Let me think. Homework is need to be like completed, and you can submit in the chat room, right? Like I have seen people have taken pictures and then they have sent me like pictures of what they have completed, like downloading something like that, or with someone have sent me. It has to be true, right? This is what you said, right? WhatsApp. Oops. I think you sent me wrong part. This is something. You send me WhatsApp message if you maybe something wrong. This is what you sent me, right?
Yes, ma'am, it's one wrong file.
That's the wrong one, right?
Yes, ma'am.
What it is, I don't understand. Those videos, kind of things. I don't know what it is. So when you're making a submission, be careful about it, because I cannot just say accept multiple submissions. This is fine. I didn't ask you anything to submit at that point. But later on in this course, please, when you're making a submission, be careful about it. So are you sending a right document, or are you sending something else, right? Because you may not have, if it is an assignment or kind of a proper or formal submission, then you might not have an option to resubmit it. And, hey, I submit something wrong, I submit my friend assignment, or I submit my other course assignment, or I was working for my friend's solution, right? He asked me to complete his assignment or her assignment. I submitted his, not mine. Well, that's not going to be accepted. You understand what I mean? Correct? We agree?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, ma'am.
Right, so try to be like academic honesty is important, So I know you love to have your friends, I don't mind, but don't just give your solution to it. Okay? Let him or her to finish his work. You can help, no worries. That's okay. That's totally human. You can help your friend if something is he or she needs to hear. Hey, look what she said. I don't really understand, or something like that. Some people don't understand, but I'm hoping most of you understand what I'm telling you, because I'm not going to like inject the skyrocket speed, right? I'm going very slow. Submission for homework is not a formal submission, but it's still try to do it. Okay. So let me get to your attendance register. Akashdeep.
Present, ma'am.
Amandeep Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Amanveer Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Arjun.
Present, ma'am.
Arshdeep Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Gurinder Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Gurleen Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Gurmanjot Singh. Absent. Harmeet Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Jaspal Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Jetanpreet Singh Kaur. Absent. Javanpreet Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Javanpreet Singh again. Number
Present.
2. Number 2.
Present, ma'am.
Javanpreet Singh number 2. Absent. Karanveer Singh. Karanveer Singh.
Present, ma'am.
So you're feeling sneezing, so please try to mute yourself. Kulvinder Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Lovepreet Kaur. Lovepreet Kaur.
Present, ma'am. Love to go.
Lovepreet, and then I have Lovepreet Singh.
Present, ma'am. Lovepreet Singh, present.
Manisha.
Present, ma'am. Present, ma'am.
Manjot Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Manjot Kaur number 2.
Present, ma'am.
Mahakdeep Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Muskan.
Present, ma'am.
Nisha. Absent. Parminder Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Prinkle Jot
Present.
Singh. Prinkle Jot Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Rajvinder Singh. Rajvinder
Present, ma'am.
Singh. Okay.
Present,
Okay. Robin Preet Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Robin Preet. Okay.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Simranjeet Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Sukhmanpreet Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Sukhpreet Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Sumanpreet Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika.
Present, ma'am.
Bhavesh Chopra.
Present, ma'am.
Vanshika is there? Vanshika.
Yes, ma'am.
I don't see your name here. Okay. How did you connect to Vanshika to my class? Are you using cell phone? Laptop. Manveer Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Sarvopari.
Present, ma'am.
Ivjot Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Kapil. Absent. Ivjot.
Present, ma'am.
Okay. Ivjot.
Present, ma'am.
Komalpreet.
Present, ma'am.
Navjot.
Present, ma'am.
Navjot Kaur again. Number 2.
Present, ma'am.
Navneet Kaur.
Present, ma'am.
Tushar.
Present, ma'am.
Mohat.
Present, ma'am.
Sahil.
Present, ma'am.
Ranveer.
Present, ma'am.
Tanu.
Present, ma'am.
Shehbaz Singh.
Present, ma'am.
Shruti. Monisha. Shaina.
Present, ma'am.
Harjot.
Present, ma'am.
Karanbir.
Ma'am, his connection dropped.
Kamarpal Singh.
Yes, ma'am.
Karanbir. Kamarpal Singh.
Yes, ma'am. Kumar Pal present.
Okay. Vikrant Sudan.
Yes, ma'am. Vikrant Sudhin present.
Anish.
Present, ma'am.
Okay, all done.
Ma'am, Neha.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yes.
Excuse me, ma'am. Ma'am, Gurma Singh present.
So, you know, you have attendance register on your side, right? So please check it out.
Excuse me, ma'am.
You all check there. First check your attendance on D12.
Excuse me, ma'am.
Yeah, I'm telling you all. So you check attendance. You know how to check there, right? Yes.
Jobanpreet Singh present, ma'am. You mark absent.
Well, there are two Jobanpreet. You are present.
Both are present.
Who is the next? Who is the another one? I need to see who is the another one.
Ma'am, Jaganpreet Kaur is also present.
One second, one at a time, please. Don't asking for us. Jobanpreet, who is the another one? I have two names here. This appears under another body name. Says Karanbir Singh.
Oh, ma'am, I'm talking with my friends. Let's also that's fine.
That's not clear, you know.
Ma'am, but name is not.
You-
When I try to change my name,
Can you turn on your camera? Okay, this is Jobanpreet number 2, right? So you're going to use as an user ID of Karanveer all the time?
email transfer.
So this time I'm accepting. Yes, you can turn off. Thank you. So this time I'm accepting, but I have to verify the ID under your name. If it says someone else's ID, it's not going to be accepted. Okay. So yes, you can use your cell phone. Karanveer, I mark you. Okay. Yes. Who is next?
Ma'am, Gurmanjot Singh
Kaur, ma'am.
mark absent today. Gurmanjot Singh. Gurmanjot Singh is marked absent, ma'am.
So you were not absent? Really?
No, ma'am, I'm present.
Really?
Yes, ma'am.
But
Yes, ma'am.
when I call you, try to respond me at that point. When I
Sorry,
call
ma'am.
your name, so if
Okay.
I didn't get the response, it means you are away from the computer. And then you're going to mark as an absent. Whether you appear under my list or not appear. But if you don't
Okay,
respond
ma'am.
at the time of attendance,
Ma'am, I
it's
will
going
take care from next time.
Yes, please, for all of you, not for only for you, right? It could happen to other people's, they might log in, hey, let me go get my breakfast. Well, I have to, right? But I didn't go away from the computer. I'm just stuck with your class till I finish. So you have
Excuse
to do
me.
the same thing, right? Right?
Okay, ma'am.
You understand what I mean? If I turn on my system and let you know and I move away from the computer, my name will appear there, but I'm not here with you, right? So if you don't
Yes, ma'am.
respond me, if you don't respond me, the same fit to you. It means you're not with the class. Right. So try to be connected. Okay. So anyways, I fixed this time, but next time, if someone don't respond me and their name appears, come later and say, hey, I missed you. Can you mark me again? Well, it's gonna be difficult. Yes.
Ma'am, Neha is present. You didn't tell me name.
I didn't even call your name, Neha. Really?
Yes, ma'am.
It happens? I don't remember. Anyways, I call everybody.
Ma'am, Jatanpreet Kaur is also present.
Yeah, all set?
I'm Jatanpreet Kaur.
Okay. Alright, I fixed everyone's attendance late twice or thrice. But try to, well, we cannot spend too much time with attendance, right? So try to respond when I'm roll calling your name. Otherwise, you may miss it out. Okay, thank you very much for joining me today. Hopefully this session is useful for everyone. And I'll try to see you next time tomorrow.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank
Have a
you,
nice
ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.